Live from the campus of Washington and Lee University, this is a Channel 18 Rockbridge News Update.
Good afternoon and welcome to today's Rockbridge Live Update. I'm Jin Nee. The CDC tonight strengthening booster shot recommendations in light of the Omicron variant. And at least 44 countries have imposed travel restrictions on several African countries. But as Camilla Bernal explains, there's still a lot to learn about this new variant.
With the new Omicron variant comes a renewed push for booster shots.
Get your vaccine, get your booster.
The CDC saying all adults should get boosted 6 months after the second dose of Pfizer or Moderna's vaccine, or 2 months after the single dose of Johnson & Johnson.
Big question for us, in addition to do the vaccines work, is will it really seed itself in countries and will it really outcompete Delta?
The new variant has not been reported in the U.S., but a growing number of countries have confirmed cases, including Canada. Across the border, New York City announcing an indoor mask advisory.
We have notification that it has arrived in Ontario, which is literally across the bridge from where I live. I can see Canada from my house.
Health officials say there are likely far more cases worldwide than is currently known, but more data is needed to understand the variant.
It's too early to tell. We really need to wait for them to give us the information.
In the meantime, dozens of countries and territories have imposed restrictions on travel from several African countries, leaving some Americans stranded.
It's been very confusing and it just happened so fast.
And some experts say travel restrictions might slow down the spread, but they likely won't stop it.
We can't prevent the spread of this virus across borders.
I'm Camilla Bernal reporting.
A developing story now. A gunman shot 4 to 6 people at a high school in a Detroit suburb earlier this afternoon. 3 people have been confirmed dead so far. Police arrived at Oxford High School just before 1. Oakland County Sheriff's Office said they recovered a handgun and have arrested the suspected shooter. They do not think there is another shooter. A medical helicopter landed in the school parking lot at 2. 3 have been confirmed dead so far. And in local news, a graduate of the old Lexington High School is the new head coach of Virginia Tech football. Brent Pry comes from Penn State, where he was the defensive coordinator. Pry was an all-region quarterback and defensive back at Lexington High School in the 1980s. Pry is no stranger to Tech football. He worked as a graduate assistant under defensive coordinator Bud Foster in the mid-90s. A former Virginia police officer who was fired after donating to a defense fund for Kyle Rittenhouse wants his job back. Norfolk officials fired former police officer William Kelly in April for violating policy by using his work email to donate $25 to the Rittenhouse Defense Fund. A jury acquitted Rittenhouse of multiple charges of murder during a protest against police brutality in Kenosha, Wisconsin last summer. Kelly's lawyer says he was using his First Amendment rights and did not violate department policy. He hopes to wear the badge again soon. Jurors in the sex trafficking case against Ghislaine Maxwell heard from Jeffrey Epstein's former pilot today. Larry Vasaki took the stand and testified about the high-profile passengers he flew on Epstein's plane. They include former presidents Donald Trump and Bill Clinton. Ghislaine Maxwell is facing 6 counts as prosecutors say she created a network of underage victims for Epstein to sexually exploit. Tuesday, Vasaki testified he could not be sure if Epstein flew with minors on the plane, and he never saw any sexual activity with underage girls take place. Vasaki worked for Epstein from 1991 to 2019. 55 years after gaining independence from the UK, Barbados cut its last formal tie to its former colonizer. Dame Sandra Mason was sworn in as the nation's first ever president last night at a ceremony in Bridgetown. Prince Charles and Barbados native Rihanna were present as guests of honor. The prince used the moment to acknowledge Britain's role in the slave trade. Prime Minister Mia Mottley named Rihanna as 11th national to positively change Barbados. That's all for today's Rockbridge Live Update. Join us on Thursday at 5 p.m. for the Rockbridge Report, and keep up to date on other regional news by visiting rockbridgereport.com. www.wlu.edu. Thanks for joining us.